Now, the French president has signed a controversial new law to reform the state-run rail operator SNCF and end months of crippling strikes. Describing the measure as a new chapter in France's history, the move opens SNCF to competition. It also ends newly hired employees' rights to retain jobs and benefits for life. But unions have decided to maintain rolling strikes until early July to continue to protest against the changes. Well, joining me now from Paris's Gare de Lyon station is European affairs analyst Stéphane de Vries. Stéphane, the unions have called for a fresh strike nationwide today. Given the new law that's come in, why are they still doing this? What are they hoping to achieve?
Well, actually, this is the very last day of a period of 3 months of strikes where they paralyzed French rail traffic. And they have to be so fierce in the opposition because they play their own survival. Only 8% in France of the workers are a member of the trade unions. So the unions need these spectacular actions to show the government that they are defending the workers' interests. But the reality is quite different. The French government continued with its reforms. Macron signed the law last night, so there's nothing more to gain. And two of the most radical unions now called for strikes in July and August, almost holy holiday months in France. They say we are doing this because we want to oppose the government in general. But the French public doesn't really seem to support the unions. They really stand behind Macron when it comes to these reforms. So they are playing very high. They are very high stakes here. The unions are playing for their survival, and the strikes today may well be one of the last big movements in France we will see the couple of years.
Well, these reforms, they're meant to modernise the rail operator, they're meant to prepare it for European competition. How does the French network differ from other European networks?
Well, here's a paradox actually. France needs to reform because next year, at the end of next year, regional railway markets in Europe will be open for competition, and the French railway company SNCF is not ready in France. However, if you look outside France, it gives a completely different picture. Actually, SNCF is one of the most active railway companies in Europe. As soon as there's a market to grab, as soon as there's liberalization somewhere in Europe, the SNCF is there. To give you an example, the famous red London double-deckers, they are operated by the Paris Metro. SNCF just won a huge contract in Wales for all the rail transportation, but they also operate tracks in the Netherlands, in Belgium, in Scandinavia, in Germany. So it's a big European player. However, in its own country, it is still a bit considered as old-fashioned, and that is exactly what Emmanuel Macron wants to do: make this company ready for the 21st century. And by signing the bill last night, it looks like that he's succeeded in his ambitions.
Stéphane, thanks. Stéphane de Vries in Paris.